What's up, YouTube? It's Waylon Mitchell here again with another deck profile for TeamTwistedDuelist. For this one is Harpies. It's for my girlfriend, but she's a little camera shy, so I decided to do it for her until she starts getting a little bit unshy of it. But I like the build for her. She's starting to catch on to it a lot more. It's a more 4.7 axis for it. It's not the full 4 engine like people say it really is. But I like to still run the 7s in it still. But when we get into it, I'll show you and explain some of the cards to it and some of the new support cards that just came out for it. So let's get on into it. The main deck is a 40 card deck. It's starting off with 3 Chandlers. She's the main engine in the deck. You really want to get her up as soon as possible. She's the one, you discard one card, and you can switch summon another card, either if it's a 4 or a 7. If it is a 7, Chandler becomes the 7. So it's the rank 7s for majority of the plays you want to go for. But and then you run, of course, 3 Queens to get your field spell out, the Hunting Ground. But also, she's also a good beater for a 19 start. And then if you get Hunting Ground or Harpie Lady 1 on the field, she goes up to 21 to 22 attack. And she's just really good, especially in Grave. You can, when you bring out Party, you activate it, you bring out 3 of them. You got at least a 6,000 wall beat done right there. For the Harpie Ladies, I run 2 Cybers and then 1. I like the 2 Cybers because they start out, they're straight out 18 beaters. And then their targets for Elgin Egotist. These are the only 3 you can actually search out for Elgin Egotist. So I like it. People will come at me and say, like, why not the 3 1s or 2 1s and 1 Cyber or 3 Cybers? Well, majority of the time you'd rather have these summoned first and then have this. And normally you only go for her when you're trying to get beat past other monsters higher than them. I run 2 Dancers. I had it at 3, but I wasn't a fan of it. I like the 2 because the effect of it going from a Hunting Ground, you can destroy up to 2 cards that turn. It's really good, but yeah, for that, I don't really see coming it back up to 2 again. Even though it's another Harpie in the grave, but now since we have this right here, the new Harpists, Harpist is a lot better. I found it a lot better because it's basically Chandler and Dancer in 1. Basically, she can bounce 2 cards, not herself, but 2 other cards on the field. And then if she goes to graveyard at the end, you can search out a Winged Beast. Most likely, you want to search out your Chandler. She's really good. We did a lot of rollings on it, and she's really actually the only thing that stops her is not touching graveyard. And then I run 2 Pet Dragons. 1 was terrible because most of the time if you had it in hand, you were not able to go into your 7s. So most of the time I've noticed that she hardly has 2 in hand, but when she does, it breaks really hard. But 2, I like that. 2, 3, no. 1, not even thinking of it again. And then the non-Harpies, 2 Summoner Monks, because you want to get your Chandler out as soon as possible. And he's really good, especially if you have him on the field, discarding your Hysteric Sign, and you get the search for Hysteric Sign at the end, and then you can bring out Chandler, and you just go plays for days from it. The count of the monsters is 17, but 17 is not too bad for this deck because you recycle a lot. For the spells, we of course run 3 of the Signs. This card it has 2 effects. When it's first activated, you can search out an Elgin Egotist from deck or grave, which is really, really nice because that's why I only would run 1 Egotist, because there's no need for more than 1 unless it gets like Cursed Sealed or something, but I haven't really faced that yet. So, and then also the other effect is at the end of the turn, this hits graveyard, you can search out 3 different Harpie cards with different names. So you can actually search out your Chandler, Queen, Hunting Ground, Hysteric Party, anything, honestly. It's really nice. And then I cut this down to 2 Hunting Grounds because 3 was okay, but the effect of the Harpist being added to it, it makes it really, really a lot faster. Especially mistriggering on this, it really hurts you a lot. That's why you have to make sure you hit the triggers right. But having 3 queens and 2 Hunting Grounds, I like it a lot because I found out when she has one on the field already and she draws into another one, it's a dead card. It really is. And then of course Sanatory, 3 MSTs, especially if like she's having a sign on the field, she can MST it and it can be destroyed, and then she searches at the end. And the 1 Staples, 1 Book of Moon, and 1 Raikeki. The spell cost is not too bad. I like it a lot for it. It's pretty consistent for it. I wouldn't change anything for it. And onto the traps, of course, 3 parties. It's your OTK going for the win card. Especially if you discard another Harpie, you can have up to 5 monsters in the field, and it's brutal. And it allows you to go into your Phantasmal easier, your Ice Beasts, stuff like that, and it's really, really good. If you don't run more than 3, there's no point in running the card at all. Destroys, of course, 3 Mirror Force, because Harpies, you have to have it, because most of the time they base it off of 1 big monster on the field, and then they try to go to brutal attacks. So if they destroy that 1 monster, you have to have protection. And Mirror Force, since day 1, has been the protection card of almost every single deck. Raigeki Breaks is really good because you're building up your graveyard by it. And it says discard 1 card. It doesn't have to be a monster, spell, stuff like that. And you destroy another card on the field, so you can actually target your Hysteric Sign and stuff like that. And it just goes from there. You can discard, let's say you discard a Dancer, and then you destroy, hang on. Yeah, you can destroy your Harpist, and you can basically +2 off of it, and then chaining Hysteric Party, and you just have play from days from that. And then 2 Phoenix Chains. Phoenix Chains is a really main staple right now in the meta, especially against Necros, which is a really tough deck for this deck, I feel. But I see it can get around its effects if we play it right. And then the 2 main staples, Bottomless and Ring, which I took out Torrential because most of the time you don't want to destroy your field. You want to basically destroy your opponent's field faster. And Compulse, basically you have Chandler. You have Chandler and not Chandler, Harpist. And Harpist will basically beat the Compulse for you. And it's just really nice. We'll get onto the extra deck for it. It's like I said, it's a 40 card deck. It's a very consistent deck, I feel. The 2 tokens, my YCS tokens we got from the 150th one, I feel for our tokens are really good. Start off 2 Phantasmals. 3 is way too much, and 1 is not enough. I feel 3 you'll never go into unless like you're just getting him destroyed too fast. If you're like facing UAs or something, they storm forth it and just Raigeki and stuff like that. So I feel like 2 is enough, really. 2 Ice Beast Zeraphans. Really, really good card for this deck. It's ridiculous. It's not even funny to play it. It's when you get this card out, people try to get rid of it. So I run 2. So if they get rid of that first one, then you can just basically go into the second one and just go for the kill again. Then 2 Heartland Dracos. The attack directly effect is amazing, and then you always have a Hunting Ground on field or a sign on the field, and it can't be targeted, and that's 4K, and then Phantasmal is attacking directly too, so you constantly beat down that life points without even having to attack their monsters. For the singles, we have 103, which is really good, especially mirror matching and stuff like that. 101, Cowboy for games. Castel, because 4s are really easy to bring out in this deck. Abyss Dweller, because Abyss Dweller and Dark Rebellion. A really good setup for the 4s. I've run 12 rank 4s, so it's really consistent for 4s. But when I do run 3 rank 7s, and they are 1 Master of Blades, because targeting is still a thing. Especially for Compulse and stuff like that. It's really nice. I found it really good because it can bypass Bottomless and stuff like that. But it's still a 27 beater, and it's really nice. 1 Draco. Just Draco's a really nasty boss beast, monster on the field, and it's really good. And then 1 Big Eye. one big eye is just nasty to play, especially with Necros. You do big eye, then you take control of one of their monsters. So as long as they don't have a unicorn on field, you're good. But you take them and you just go for game. You beat them down and then you just win. 15 card extra deck, of course. No side yet. It's kind of hard to figure out what we should side for this. If anyone has any ideas, let me know, and we'll think about it and see what we can do. For right now, this deck is really good. I feel people are underlooking it like majorly, and I don't know why. But I would do Chidori, but I don't have a Chidori. I would honestly take out an Ice Beast or a Heartland for it. But for now, the Chidori is too high in price, and I feel like it's a good card, but not good enough for its price. But keep posted on us. Keep subscribing to us. We're starting to get our videos up a lot faster now, getting more things in, especially Nats this Friday. So the ban list and everything else, so a lot more updated decks will be coming through. And hopefully Necros don't get hit too bad, but they will, I feel. But just gotta stay posted with us, and we'll keep back at you. And this is Team Twisted Duelist, Waylon Mitchell tagging out.